Well, welcome to the 5th of the 6th installment of the open mic, spoken word, poetry, karaoke event held at the Criteria. Next week is the last week. And we have, one of our performers who's quite keen to come and share, and looking forward to these powerful words. I'd like to say big up to TeamGBTV, as always, very professional, young man in his management, of the whole video footage, capturing priceless, emotional and intimate moments over the last few weeks, in a sense. So, love and respect, and God bless. So, I think I'll allow our first performer to come and share.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Tappis. This is written by a very dear friend of mine who I've just found out may be hospitalised or sectioned, I'm not sure which. She wrote a fair few poems to me, and this is one of hers. It's called The Red Thread. A girl once wandered through the wood with wildflowers clutched in hand, and found an elder by the brook, knee deep in silver sand. The old woman's eyes, like storm-washed skies, were dark with knowing years, but soft they turned like quiet rain to catch the young girl's tears. She watched her hands with secret awe, all sinew, bone and grace, each line a map of baffled one, etched deep upon her face. The girl would sit at twilight's edge and listen, heart grown still, as stars spilled like candlelight across the windowsill. But deeper still, the longing stirred, not for tales or time alone. She dreamed of lips that once had kissed, where now the wind had blown. The girls desired her not like youth, or flame and fleeting fire, but with a hush, a sacred pull, a quiet, aching choir. And through the woman brushed her hair, and laughter filled her ear. She spoke in riddles, wrapped in fog, to guard what she held dear. I am the dusk, the woman said, you morning on the rise. You meet a moment in the mist, but walk with different skies. Still the girl undaunted stayed, not to claim nor plead nor bind, but to love the woman as she was, in soul, in breath, in mind. They held the silence like a vow, a truth that softly burned, and through the world turned on its wheel, the red thread never turned. For love had come in stranger forms than lips or youth could frame. It lit the dark like fireflies and never spoke its name.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Wasn't it?
Beautiful.
That's my Charlotte's words.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
My Charlotte Amy Green.
Charlotte Amy Green. Well, I'm sure Charlotte would be pleased.
I think she would. I said to her, I read some of her poetry, and she's got more and more, and she's better than I am in lots of ways. She's very deep, she's very meaningful, she's very loving, she's very caring, she's very sharing. And I told her I would read some of her poetry later on. I only wish she could be here. But unfortunately, I think she's going to be in Wales for a long time, and she's going to be maybe out of action for a long time. She's been suffering with autism. She wrote a lovely poem called The Mask, which I'm going to find and read in a little bit. And it's all about her masking her true self. She can't be her true self. She wears the mask every morning, and she takes it off every night when she goes to sleep. And the next morning she puts the mask on again, because she feels she can't be herself. And people have distanced from her. and push her to one side. She's lost friends, she's lost groups, she's lost community through her autism. I understand her, I resound with her deeply, and that's about it.
Yeah, I could sense the realness, and also, again, I could understand that words are, a form of healing for Charlotte. And you did a wonderful job in actually, representing. So, again, thanks for sharing.
I found another one when I do another one.
Yeah, please go ahead, yeah.
It's called The Inheritance. They learned early how not to tremble, not to weep. Tears were private shame, and things were things not to be punished or sent out into the cold. When they cried, their mother pointed to the door. Go outside until you've learnt to behave, she said, as if grief was mischief, as if sorrow was something that could be trained out like barking. She promised more hurt if they didn't stop. I'll give you something to cry about, a warning dressed as discipline, a legacy handed down like china and silence. And so they learned the lips stayed stiff, the chest stayed proud, even when the inside was a storm of ache and want. At their grandfather's funeral they stood blank-faced while others wept to the tissues and shoulders. Inside the ache rose like flood water, that outside stillness. No tears, no cracks, no sign. Only later did the doubt come creeping. Did they think I felt nothing? Did they think I didn't care? They had been taught to carry grief like contraband, quiet, hidden, never to disturb the air. Now brain they still carry it, a heavy, invisible shape. They speak with careful calm, love with measured breath, and cry they must, only behind locked doors or not at all. Soon they'll go to a remembrance service to sing while others cry. Their voice will be steady, their ears dry because they know how. They were taught that silence is strength and sorrow must never make a sound.
All done. Very good.
That's all about a grandfather dying and not being there.
Very strong, very strong.
Again, it's just so profound.
It is indeed. Thank you,
Yeah.
Tappis.
Moving on, this other poem I'm going to share is entitled Evil. And when I write this poem on time, my mind was in a place where, I was going through a lot, and I kind of had to hold on to the person within, the person who I am, and hold on to integrity and goodness. But even though I held on to the goodness and the integrity, I had to find a way to kind of like channel what I was feeling. And the fact that, I was tempted to kind of like do things or act beyond the realms of goodness in a sense. So again, I use spoken word and poetry to kind of like channel what I was feeling inside. So hence the poem Evil. It says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the white bone graveyard, I fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Evil and immoral act or acts carried out with total disregard for the suffering caused to others. Yes. Check in the book of Proverbs. A metaphysical force encouraging human beings to perform acts of evil deeds. Satan has sown a seed for fame and material gains. Many have signed the contracts, but conditions were never explained. No evil sucks the blood from their veins and invaded their brains. What will it take to correct your mistakes? What's your decision? When you take a look in the mirror and find there's no reflection. Deception was in the potion. You drank from the well of hell and shewed your devotion. Now it's a deadly mission Evil has grown into a meaningless passion, chipping away at your sanity. But here comes cruelty against humanity. From brutality, sense fatality. Wickedness, blends with ruthlessness, darkness, murderous and heartless, psychopathic madness, embracing its sadistic personalities, publicizing its medieval mentalities, with eyes of ridicule, will use as a deceptive tool. No matter what, evil has to win, while you're blinded and suffering in sin. It never minds your conscience that drowns in silence is just more and more horror, rampage and sorrow. Evil, direct or indirect, can be a magical spell, just waiting in a nutshell. And mastering the art of witchcraft, this is another concept, birthed in the message of death. But hey yo, never mind, you hear nothing yet. The victim cries, the soul dies, the truth is lost, melts away with the past. You have been used, battered and bruised. 666, this ain't a arithmetic. You need an exorcist, it's Tappis, speaking my mind regardless, closeness, delivering bars, cause I'm ready to the core of the cause. Forget the applause, you're nothing but an ex-project, dropped like a bad habit, empty and neglected, the devil is rejected. Evil Knievel, Tappis. I've seen all this through the brilliant eyes of a soaring eagle, eyes of an eagle, eyes of an eagle, and with my bars I stick wicked like an eagle. Likewise for evil, dirty people. So again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who probably just joined in, thank you guys. It is an open mic event in a sense. If anyone is confident and want to come and share, please by all means, or a friend again, welcome and share. Come on in, yeah, come on in.
Okay, thank you, Tappis. We've all had a relationship where you thought, well, should I have gone through with it or not? Should I have been acquainted with that person or not? So this is entitled Doomed to Fail. The relationship is over. It's never been fully tainted. I knew it was a mistake. We should never have been reacquainted. Manipulative and jealous, it was destined to fall. I look back and now realise I didn't care after all. The crooks came to money, or the money you spent. They made it all funny, even though it was lent. Gaslighting your speciality, why didn't I see? Your relationship was about how you get me for free. Last one, limbo land, very short, to the point. Because I'm constantly living in limbo land, because I have nowhere to go. I'm staying with somebody I don't want to be with, but he's putting a roof over my head, so be it. With added benefits for him, not for me. Limbo land. Living in limbo land sure ain't no fun. 4 years on since this journey begun. Want to get out and go, want to go on the run. When will this bollocks be over and done? Thank you.
Yeah, so that was really good, and again, it just goes to show the beauty of words, and how words are powerful in a sense. So this poem is called Lady Day Lily. It says, elegance represents our presence exquisitely. For only a few days, she's a beacon, a short-lived beauty, with her slender stems reaching upwards, intricate, mesmerizing patterns, twists and turns, illustrating her oval-tin shape and smooth texture. Her adoring, vibrant smile captures the essence of the sun. A soothing fragrance is the aroma of pine, fresh, earthiness, intoxicating. Delicate purple petals unfolds like a painter's priceless display, revealing a work of art, nature's masterpiece, like Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, eyes drawn into a deep floral embrace, snake charmer. Her glamour is captivating. She dwells in the stillness of the Amazon rainforest, so melodic, a silky voice whispers a story in the gentle breeze, nurturing from the fertile soil of Mother Nature's maternal embrace. A ballet dancer, Anna Pavlova, swayed side to side in tiny droplets of crystal showers. Her tear of joy is a reveler to the music of the rain. Cleopatra, your beauty is enchanting and eternal. Queen royalty, your grace, majesty, if I do say so, my fair lady, nanny, lady, day, lily, lily. So that, in a sense, cheers guys. Cheers guys. So that, in a sense, was Lady Day Lily. So for me, like when it comes on to special occasions or anything sentimental, I'm not really good where I don't know, gifts are concerned, but I like to speak with orchids, you know. So when I was actually reading this poem, it reminds me of, you know, a bunch of orchids, or orchids in the sense that I can share just to, yeah, definitely. Orchids kind of like help me to kind of like express in a sentimental, emotional sense where I'm still trying to maintain my masculinity. Ain't nothing wrong with actually being emotionally intelligent.
We need pulled away from our tribes, mate. There's no masculine or feminine anyway. We need pulled up, mate. Nowhere around.
Yeah.
You're fighting a fake war there. You
Yeah.
figure out what happened in the past.
Well,
it's not that long ago anyway, it's only about 300 years ago.
well, I think would you like to share? Would you like to share anything? Yeah?
I got no proof.
Yeah? Okay. Well, I think
you know what I'm talking about.
definitely.
That's as far as I can go with it happening.
I think one thing that we can all kind of relate to is a universal language of love.
We were fucked over by religion, man. There's no fucking doubt in it.
Yeah. It's
so obvious.
well, in terms of like expression, yeah. If we kind of like control the profanity, you know, because it's actually like you know, being you know, videoed and recorded. So with all due respect, if we just kind of like
we had a tribe, we had a laugh.
Hey, can you be quiet?
No. You do something, but you know, you don't come. Just tell something good. When you go on the mic and say you're so good. Just be quiet about it.
cheers. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Tappis. So my dear friend wrote this for me. His name's title. My name's Az, by the way. Az left Devon with salt on her skin, years of silence from battles within. A divorce like a tide pulling dreams out to sea. She landed in Bristol whispering, "Let me be free." She painted her smile on each brand new street, trading heartbreak for hope, bitter for sweet. But love wore a mask and knocked at her door, a man with soft lies who soon asked for more. He took what he wanted, her soul and her trust, left her with ashes, dust upon dust. On the bones of her arse, she tears on her face. She still had her head high with a quiet grace, but always beside her, not seen, barely heard, was her guardian angel, with wings like a wind. Through thick and through thin, through stumble and fall, she waited in silence, answering her call. As loved hard and always too deep, falling for shadows where angels would weep. The forest was thick, the trees stood tall. She missed every sign and she missed every call. Then one cold night, the world turned too fast, as was hospitalized, changed to her past. And the angels in her distance had to let go as silence replaced the voice she'd once known. Years rolled like thunder, slow and unkind, but as came back with a changed heart and mind. She searched for the angel who once held her hand, but found only footprints and memories sad. Yet shadows are gentle when angels reside, watching and waiting just out of sight. She was there in stillness, in dream place with gold, in whistles of music, in warmth when it's cold. As never knew the full town she was in, but the angels stayed close through loss and through sin. She showed up in moments when least she'd expected, a stranger's soft kindness, a life course corrected. Though as walked through roads paved in sorrow and flame, she was never alone, not once in that game. For love like that doesn't scream, it just stays. An angel in shadows, lighting the ways. Thank you, Charlie. That was to me through all the shit I've been through the last 4 years.
Come on, baby, you're doing good. Thank you. All right?
Yeah, so again,
You do very well.
it's just the power of expression, words, raw emotions, as someone just said in the audience, and also a form of expression and therapy in a sense. Now, as I was listening to that sharing just now, it kind of like drawn me to do a couple poems again I wrote when I was at writing class. Now, just now where that sharing was concerned, you can see and hear the raw emotions, and there's a lot of unspoken feelings, there's a lot going on in a sense. And it kind of reminded me of an exercise I did when I was at university, when our tutors put us in pairs and told us just to speak to each other and then summarize, in a sense, what we took from each other. And it led me to came poems. One of them is called Well-Being, and I went and actually had a little bit of creative input in terms of like talking therapy, and I also came up with well-being, the conversation. Now, both poems are kind of similar in a sense, but one's actually well-being in itself, and then one's actually well-being, the conversation. So I'm going to start with well-being, and this is from someone who, I'm in a mature class, so there's a lot of mature individuals in my class. There are individuals in my class who are actually moms, grandmas, husbands and wives in a sense. And this particular individuals, she is an elderly lady. She's a wife and a grandma, and she was just kind of expressing the fact that she's tired and she's not really kind of keen in terms of using technology to actually support herself where the course was concerned, but she's still plodding along, and the help that she's getting and why she's in the class at the moment, sharing her experience with me at that time. So this is well-being, and then I'll go into well-being, the conversation. Pretty tired this morning. It's been an odd week. So, I'm really glad to be here today. Yeah. I'm feeling tired. Physically tired. I'm not that good at computers. I found it, but it was difficult. And this is what I find with this course. It's not giving me what I want. It's making me into something I'm not. I'm a creator. I don't know how to do an autopsy on a text. Oh, is okay. My husband's son came over and stayed, so I came here. But being a wife and a student, I'm tired. So the reason why I actually gave the title Well-Being is after listening to her expression and her emotions behind what she was expressing. I realized that the fact that she's saying she's tired, there's some care that's needed, there's some self-care that's needed, but it seems like she doesn't really have the time and the resources to acquire or offer herself the necessary tender responses that she needs to address her well-being in a sense. So after analyzing the poem, I went away and I kind of created the conversation. Well-being, a conversation. So this is the same poem with me kind of interacting. Pretty tired this morning. Why? It's been an odd week. So I'm really glad to be here today. Sounds challenging. Yeah. I'm feeling tired. Physically tired. I'm not that good with computer. Why is that? I found it, but it was difficult. And this is what I found with this course. It's not giving me what I want. Tell me more. It's making me into something I'm not. I'm a creator. I don't know how to do an autopsy on a text. So, how are you coping? Well, all is okay. My husband's sons came over and stayed, so I could be here. Oh, that's supportive. But being a wife and a student, I'm tired. Oh, remember, self-care is important. And it's not selfish. As I was reading, I was kind of like analyzing, what is really important in terms of like rebounding and regrouping and the resilience which is necessary and needed to move forward. It's the final of our 6-week cycle, but again, it was all love, and again, thanks to the criteria management and staff, and thank you guys for coming and sitting in and making up the numbers. It's appreciated, and as usual, I'll sign off just to remind you guys that love is always beautiful, and no matter whatever you're going through, resilience is within all of us. And sometimes we're looking for the answers outside, but if we stop and check, they're actually within. So again, guys, find the strength to keep on going where life's many struggles are concerned. Big up.